Hey there, I'm Laura Gallagher, and I'm a workaholic. And this is therapy. So I never had a gap of this long in between my YouTube videos since I started this channel. And a lot of you have probably wondered what happened to me. Where have I been these past few months? Well, I haven't been anywhere, and that might be the whole point of this essay. As a workaholic, I frequently underestimate the amount of time that it takes me to produce something. Oh, just one more day on this feature. I can improve this so easily, and it'll be so cool once I'm done. If I work in this new feature, everything else will become easier. I just can't let something go that doesn't meet the impossibly high expectations that I place on myself. And I kind of delude myself in thinking that I'll succeed at anything I do on the first try. You see, in August, I decided that I was going to upgrade my website. What started with a very short list of features that I thought I could implement in just a matter of a few weeks turned into an extremely ambitious project that's been consuming most of my life. I spent months studying web development and deepening my own knowledge of code. I wrote thousands and thousands of lines of code, templates, progressive page generation, static variables, cleaned up mess in my bathroom courtesy of my upstairs neighbor, class inheritance, technology stack, the difference between a stack and a queue. I built my own iterative object. I learned that all I did was done for nothing because there's a better way to do it. WordPress is coded in PHP. PHP fucking sucks. PHP is C for web. Building dependencies, searching, statefulness, depth first search, alpha stars, not just a StarCraft AI, CSS, HTML, Python, SQL, GraphQL. One language to rule them all. Who gives a fuck about programming when large language models will replace all programming jobs? And this one's a little bit hard to admit. I pixel fucked. For days. Recently, when I realized that it would still take me months to finish my new website, I started working on a new version of the textile generator in order to release something quickly to you. I implemented chevron and custom patterns very quickly, and then, instead of releasing those new features as a brand new version, I got ambitious again. Just to be clear, chevron and custom patterns have not been publicly released yet for the textile generator, but those are features that will be present within the next update. Now, this isn't a video where I want to focus on the nitty-gritty of either my website or the generator. What I'm interested to do with you today is just to focus on the journey and where that journey of the last few months has taken me. You see, it doesn't really matter whether I'm doing character art, web development, creating a YouTube video, or anything else for that matter. The general loop for me is always the same. Start with a desire to develop a project with a limited feature set, and through very small decisions made every day, it turns into an extremely ambitious project whose completion hinges on dozens, perhaps hundreds, of unplanned hours, which I can only accomplish by sacrificing other parts of my life, like exercise, relationships, and it just leads to a lot of anxiety along the way. So why does this keep happening? Well, mostly by lying to myself. You see, I've never met a problem I didn't want to solve. I have a deep enjoyment for learning anything or getting my hands dirty with work, and I never factor in the fact that things rarely work on the first try. A few years back, I spent over 6 months developing a one-click face texturing AI, straight out of Substance Designer, which I gave up after completing the facial recognition module and realizing that I had really done only a small part of the whole project. I'll break that project down with you at some point just for the sake of it. When I work on a project, I often delude myself into thinking that what my project actually is missing is a brand new feature that isn't there yet, and that once I have completed that feature, then somehow I will be satisfied with the work that I have done and I'll be able to wrap up the project. Basically, I convince myself that the answer to working less in the future is to work more in the present. There's no contentment awaiting at the end of a completed task. There's only the drive to start the next one. Hey, if I just rewrite this whole code differently, it'll make it a lot easier in the future to maintain this code and develop new features. Look at how clean this is. It's going to be super simple now to implement an exciting new feature afterward. This new feature will save me a ton of time down the road, so I should work on it now while it's fresh in my mind. I just need to learn this new technique to be able to do this. It's going to be very quick. Why isn't this working? I spent too much time on this to be able to give up on it. I managed to fix it. It works. I'm so good at this. Look at this mess. If I just rewrite this whole code differently, it'll make it a lot easier in the future to maintain this code and develop new features for it. See the loop? It's a loop, but it's actually more of a spiral. Because for a while, this approach is beneficial and it's enjoyable. I'm learning new skills, I'm creating cool things along the way, but it also leads me to lie to myself, little by little, about the amount of time that it's going to take me to complete the project. And during that time, the delays cause the pressure to slowly mount. You don't realize how much time has passed until you look outside and you realize that you have no recollection of a whole season. Where did fall go? And then during that time, little by little, work takes a toll as I lose focus on exercise, healthy eating, or maintaining social connections. Some days, like today, I wake up and these personal delusions are pretty obvious to me. Work is endless. I'll never create content as fast as my drive leads me to believe I will. I'll never be satisfied with my own output. I could convince myself that I'd get over workaholism at some point, but that too would be a lie. This will always be a part of me, and the only thing I can do is to learn to manage it. So I have to fight my own excuses. Haven't released anything in so long, so whatever I release next has to be amazing. Well, no, doesn't have to be. You can just record a video and put it out. I can spend one more day on this feature. That's what you said yesterday. I haven't released anything in so long, what's an extra week gonna do? You've been telling yourself this for much longer than a week. It's a fallacy. I'm gonna have to face the judgment of everyone about the fact that I haven't released anything in so long. That pressure is only counterproductive and it's only gonna work to stall you. When you became a content creator, you told yourself that you were gonna be cautious from the expectations of having to release content on a regular basis. You like to create content that is engaging, useful, and smart. And you're not creating content just to chase numbers or growth. So you don't have to apologize for that. So for how long and winding the path has been these past few months, I feel like I really haven't moved at all. 3 months later, and there's just as many projects, just as many features, just as many things for me to learn and master. There's always going to be excitement at the thought of improving something. There's always going to be regret at all the great ideas that I had to shelf along the way. And I have to learn to accept imperfection in my work and develop respect for the fact that big projects take a lot of time. Along the way, I have to remember to keep a work-life balance and to maintain social contacts. So not just learn to respect time, but also learn to respect myself. This isn't the first time I even talk about this. I recorded a few videos in the past to talk about workaholism. Whatever I choose to do when I'm not working is something that I choose to do as a way to pass the time until I am working again. There's lessons in the previous videos that I had recorded that I have yet to really learn myself, it feels like. So if you're worried about me, don't be. I'm actually going to be quite fine. So I'm working hard on my next update to the generator, and I'm also doing an overhaul of outgang.studio. But I'm going to take the time that it takes to do them well at a pace that allows me to enjoy life. And hopefully also speak with you more along the way. So where does that leave us? Well, us is still a thing. I'm not breaking up with you. But we certainly have to rekindle the romance. You know, buy a good bottle of wine and have a nice dinner kind of thing. I haven't told you this before, but we're actually celebrating our 3 years together tonight. Outgang is 3 years old. And to celebrate this, on the menu for tonight is a free month of content on outgang.studio. Like, you can order the whole restaurant. So until this time next month, and to celebrate our 3 years together, all the content on outgang.studio is available for everyone to watch for free. I'll see you next time. Enjoy your meal.